Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoruus speaking and welcome to the introduction spoiler video for multiplayer game number 53. This short video will consist of two parts. In the first part I will introduce the game, players and settings, and in the second part I will do a short summary of the game. So if you do not want to know how the game went, stop watching after the first part and go to the second position of the playlist where the actual game starts. So this time I'm going to be playing a 3 versus 3 game. A little bit different settings than usually. I mean, like, it's quick speed, ancient era, well, usual Great Wall, Terracota Army ban, and all the stuff with the religion the same, which means no gold from religion, no +4 fate from natural wonders pantheon. But this is something different about the map. Usually those steamers are played on skirmish planes, and this time the map is inland sea. Now the problem with this map is the teams do not start together. At least the games I did play, teams did not start together, so there's always one player somewhat in the middle of two players from the opposing team, which gives quite an interesting twist and a little bit of more early action. So in my team I've got TommyNT and Xaris, and on the opposing team we've got Hitman, Kiev, Lviv and Jamie. TommyNT is playing Japan, Hitman is mirroring Tommy, Kiev Lviv is playing Assyria, and I'm mirroring Kiev, and Xaris and Jamie plays Rome. Okay, so now, spoiler alert, if you do not want to know how the game went, please stop watching right now and go to the second position of the playlist where the actual game starts. So, as it turned out, Kiev Lviv, playing as Assyria, landed basically in the middle, in the middle between me and TommyNT. Now the interesting thing is, as you can see on the minimap, I'm in the northwestern corner of the map. South of me is Xaris. Then we've got Assyria's capital. Well, I would say it's like almost 2/3 of the map to the east. It looks like Hitman is at the same distance from Xaris, and Jamie is somewhere in the southeastern corner of the map, south of TommyNT. So basically, distance-wise, they are in much better shape because all of them have a much shorter distance to TommyNT than actually me and Xaris to reach Kiev, Lviv and Fred. So basically, what I decided to do, since I had a very nice capital, compared to Kiev, my capital was amazing. I planned on a hill, I had 2 wheat, a lot of hills around, so great capital. So I decided to try and block Kiev Lviv expansion to the west and hope to block him as fast as possible and put as much pressure to Kiev Lviv as possible. The point is, well, the general idea from me at least and from my team was that if I would manage to keep Kiev busy so he will not be able to either defend or help attack Tommy, will mean that Tommy will have to defend from south only, hopefully from one player, if Xaris will be able to put some pressure onto Hitman. So that was the general idea. So I tried to reach population 4 as fast as possible and get as many settlers and as many units close to Kiev's capital as possible. Now Kiev was looking like he felt that I'm not his biggest threat at the moment. He planted Nimrud close, towards TommyNT, and he actually well, he made a huge mistake. He was going with a settler north, and I kind of was very patient with my warrior in the north. I did made a warrior, so I had 2 warriors. He was seeing my scout and a warrior in the south, so he probably thought that I do not have another warrior in the north. I did not show that warrior to him, so my blockade paid off, and I snatched a freshly produced settler from Kiev Lviv. And honestly, I think this was a pretty nice turn point, because losing a settler so early on, especially if you are between 2 players, it's a really huge blow. So, well, basically I was trying to blockade all that land, but this was pretty lucky that I was able to get an unprotected settler from Kiev Lviv, especially that my settlers was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns from settling a city to the north on the silk, because that looked like a really nice spot to block his advance to the east. To the east, to the west. Oh, Yoruus, come on. Learn those sides of the word finally. Kiev tried to test my blockade. True, it was only with archers, but sometimes enough archers is just more than enough to take a city down, especially if you do not have reinforcements. But thankfully, I was able to repel this attack. So basically, Kiev was blocked. He was only on 3 cities, and he was in between me and Tommy and T. So things were not looking good. Were not looking good for Kiev, especially that Tommy was not being attacked, at least not being attacked seriously from south. So basically Kiev had a task to defend all by himself against two players at the same time. So Kiev was left all alone in here, and I actually committed 100% to early military. So I had some siege towers ready, I had some chariot archers, and I was ready to sacrifice a lot of units just to make damage to his capital. At the same time, Tommy and he was pressurizing Kiev's frontal city on the east side. So basically Kiev had absolutely no chance to repel that attack. He was trying, of course, and he was doing a great job as usual, but well, numbers, sometimes you just cannot beat numbers, and this is how this goes. So basically GG, thank you for the game. What I think did happen, I know what did happen from our side, but I have no idea what they were planning on the other side. I do believe that as soon as they saw that I'm planning cities very aggressively towards Kiev, they should use as much resources as possible to pressurize Tommy and T from the south, so Tommy and T would not be able to attack Kiev from the east. He would actually have to divert troops to defend his cities. This way Kiev would be able to focus 100% on me, and well, maybe, just maybe, they could set up some sort of a defensive position before Kiev's teammates would be able to do some damage to Tommy and T. But thankfully that did not happen, and we emerged victorious this time. So one more time, thank you very much for the game, thank you very much for watching, and I invite you to watch the actual game, pretty short game this time, that starts on the second position of this playlist. Best wishes, Yoruus out.